Right, so what you're looking at now is we have our 4 hinges, or 4 pivots, tacked onto the trailer. I've just got one tack on the top and one down the side, and the bar through. So I guess the next thing is to get that welded in. So I'm going to put a tack on the other side just to keep it stable, and then I can put a proper weld on that. So let's get that done. So what I've done is I've cut a deep V into the metal, so I can run a weld down, and that'll give me a great a lot of contact area, and then I can run another heavier weld over the top. So it'll be 2 welds per side in effect, and give me quite a big, broad spread of weld without putting masses of heat into it all in one go. So yeah, better crack on to see what I'm doing. Nice. Okay, so here we are. The trailer end is all fully welded, and now the ramp's all tacked in place. So I'm going to pull the bar, and then I can weld this up properly, make it far easier to weld and clean. But I am really, really pleased with that. And the other nice thing is when the ramp goes up, it actually stays up. So I think I've got, the measurements in the right place. I'm very, very pleased. Very, very, very pleased. So what we'll do, perhaps not, I lock those two. So the end hinges are the ones with the tightest tolerance and a lot less on the inner, because you don't need all of them being as tight as hell. Right, so there we are, all ready to get some welds on. Yeah, okay mate. Right, on your eyes. Yeah. Well, there you have it. Finished item. Well, as far as that part of the fabrication goes. All the hinge noggins on. Dressed down with a linisher just to tidy them up. Not a bad day's work, that. So what have we got tomorrow? So tonight I'm going to I'm going to get some fixings ordered. Tomorrow paint, and after paint we'll get the final assembly done and make the hinge pin proper. Well, good morning from the Old Burn workshop, and let me just show you this. Okay, so that's the temperature gauge, and that's roughly 1, maybe 2 degrees over. Yeah, basically it's bloody freezing, but we're here. There's stacks to do. Stacks. Just filling the kettle because I need something warm. Any minute. That'll do. Let's get the kettle on. So what have we got today? Let me show you. So as you can see, hooks. So they're going to be what I use to hold the waffle boards into the ramp. We've got the bar for the hinge, we've got the start of the door and the lock, matte gas. In this box we have electrical glands, matte gas torch, and we've got the off-centre locks for holding the ramp up. So I've got a lot of stuff towards being able to finish fabrication, get the ramp on and get it functional. So that's the job for today, I think. So let's just have a quick walk down and have a look at the ramp. So here it is, upside down. Just had a coat of paint a couple of days ago. That's fully dry now. So I need to flip that, fit the ramp, start drilling. Quick recap on the truck. Batteries in place, bolted down, because I'm mocking all this up. The winch is not bolted down yet, but it's in place. So I need to put electrics on the cabinet and get all that wired up. Waffle boards are sat there waiting patiently. I think it's going to be a good day. So we'll set you up and make a start when I've had a cup of tea. Okay, so we need to change the shape of the hook. So the intended idea is the hook head will hold the waffle board and the frame, and then it'll be drilled through the back of the frame. So we need to make it a little bit squarer. So these are stainless. Just to give them a fair fighting chance, we're going to use a bit of heat to make it all better. Up the first bend and then straighten that out a little bit so that the two pieces are parallel rather than that slightly curled in. And then square that off. And that's it. That's what we're looking to achieve. So far I've done 4, only another million to go. So there you go, there's all the hooks, hopefully bent to the right shape and ready to go. Next thing, cutting the waffle boards. So this next part's pretty scary. I need to cut these waffle boards down to fit. And just by the way, when you put that much heat into a vise, doing all those hooks, it is nice, it's warm, because my hands are freezing. Right, back on job. So what I've got here is a chop saw, or a reciprocating saw, and they're bloody dangerous, and I don't even know if it's going to cut this plastic. but let's give it a go. Not bad. I'm actually quite impressed. I thought the blade would just virtually disintegrate because this nylon is really aggressive, but it seems to be coping with it very well. Let's crack on. I don't know if you can see that too clearly, but the blade's got very hot and those teeth have somewhat diminished. But there again, on jobs like this, totally sacrificial. So we've got our cut. I'll clean that up with a linisher before I fit it. So yesterday, a couple of days ago, I succumbed to temptation, bought myself a 125mm grinder. Came with a free disc, battery powered obviously. Really excited with that. So I'll get that set up with a linish pad and we'll just clean up these ends. Let's give it a go, see how she backs. Exactly what I expected from a Makita product. Really, really good. Okay, let's drop this in, measure up the other one and get it cut. Okay, so I've just put in another blade. I mean, this one, the tooth loss is pretty major. I've got an older blade there that I've stopped using. It's not quite sharp enough for some of the jobs I do. But sacrificial on this, it'll be fine. So we'll just get this clamped down. It's kind of nice because this is such grippy material. The clamps don't slide around, which makes life a lot easier. Right, let's do this again. Right, so there you are. We have all our waffle boards in place. Time to measure up and start drilling. So that's all the holes drilled. Time to fit the hooks and just get these anchored in place. I'll probably only put a couple in, then I'll be able to lift it up and work on it a little bit more easily. But I need to get a few in because I've had it where these waffle boards drop out, and if they slide down your skin, they're going to remove it. They are really aggressively grippy. So yeah, let's get some screws in. Right. Well, that's got the ramp roughly in position. I think it's time to get the hinge pin in. So, before we can put the hinge in, we've got to make one end of it solid so that it can't slide all the way through. So I've cleaned up the end of the bar, put a chamfer on it, and what we're going to do is we're going to tack a washer on, and then I'll weld that all the way round. Once we've made sure it's square, we'll use the vise for that. And that will save the whole lot being able to slide through. Then on the other end, there'll be a washer and a split pin, so we can take it out if ever we need to, because this will probably wear. All right, so that's what we're going to do now, is get that tacked on with a really good heavy tack. So, mind your eyes. Right, I've had to hike the current up considerably. It's just too damn cold in here. So now it's time to get the washer welded on, and then we can get this bar in, measure it, cut it, drill the hole, blah, blah, blah. So let's get some welding done. I'm doing this in stages, and I'm angling most of the heat into the bar, because what I don't want to happen is it burn through the washer, which is considerably thinner. But I do need to get a lot of power in it, so and that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Okay, so the battery's just about to go flat. So what I've done is, very precariously, I have put the hinge in. We got that end welded up. We got that end drilled with a split pin in. So have a quick look at that. And a washer. I've lubricated the joints. I've got that held up with a plank at the moment. So that's how the trailer's going to look as it's going down the road. I'm quite pleased with that. So again, I'm going to have to stop here because we're going to run out of battery in a moment and get you charged back up. But that is not looking bad. Next thing to do is to get the over-center locks on so the thing can be securely, locked into position. Ah, not bad for a bit of work this morning. Let's get the bench power supply on. By the way, this was a real bonus. I got myself one of these retractable reels someone gave me. I've mounted a 240 and a 110 plug socket on there, pretty much over the centre of the bench. Really, really handy. It saved me having a load of cables. Sorry, you'll be able to hear me now. It saved me having a load of cables hanging about, which would otherwise just be a total pain in the backside. Right, so this is over 2 meters, and I wanted how much over? Sorry, I'll just cut that off. So we need a cut there. And we need a cut there. Mind your ears. .50 wide. I think that's wider than 50. No, it is 50 wide. So we shall set this to 25. That's a very good mark. Right, so 50mm wide flat bar. I've measured 25mm in, centre point, scored a line on both ends, and then 25mm from this top. So when I drill that hole and radius these corners, we should have a nice central smooth hole. So next job, let's get this set up for drilling. Centre pot. The reason we do this, if I try to drill that flat bar, there's a chance that the drill bit could wander. So by putting a little dimple in it, this is cone shaped, it puts a little dimple in, the drill bit will hit that and be happy and stay central. Okay guys, so we're here at the drill, and what we're going to do is set two blocks into the vise. They're slightly lower than the top of the vise jaws, so what they're going to do is when we put this bar in, hopefully it will clamp it nice and tight and level without being too OTT. And then, oh, knew this was going to be awkward with my bad hand. Come on, baby. Get this into some sort of position. It's looking good that way. It's looking good that way. Just touch on. Make sure that the drill is actually drilling bang on centre. And away we go. You could hear the noise change as we got a little bit further down towards breaking through. So sometimes you just get carried away. So this is what I've done. I have drilled and welded in a piece of bar. That goes right the way through. If you have a look on the other side, you can see that that's into a very thick pillar. I have welded lugs onto the trailer on both sides. Yeah. And then, as we go towards the bench, I have made these bars, 2 of them. That's welded on. So those bolts go through the trailer bed with a nut on the back. They slip over the bolts that are welded to the tailgate. Job done. Job done. Nicely chamfered. Oh, sorry, hand in the way. Welded on the back. Yeah, they're not going to fall off. Very pleased with them. Yeah. So, excuse my fingers. We're getting there.